Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia and today we are gonna go ahead and do our April weekly check-in for week 2. For the week 2 for me is gonna be from the 9th to the 15th. So I have all of my expenses written down and we're gonna go ahead and just jump right into this. I have my app pulled up, which is the Daily Budget app. This is the app that I always use to track the expenses, and I'm going to be getting the expenses from that application. I will have a video link below about the apps that I use, along with like how our bank accounts are set up and all of that good stuff. If you guys are curious about our system a little bit more in depth, I might redo that video, but it's not going to be for like down the line, so ignore I said that. So going to the 9th, which is when we started, we have a little gas icon, grocery cart. I use those two icons to symbolize gas and then groceries. So it looks like we have a couple of transactions on the 9th. One of them being gas, and gas is pink. I'm using the key on my right hand side that indicates all the different categories. And also I didn't mention the planner that I'm using is an Erin Condren planner. This is in the color blends design. This is the 7x9 monthly, and the pen that I'm going to be using is the Energel Pentel Klena pen. In my previous video, I was talking about how much I really liked this new pen that I got from Amazon. It's 0.5 mm, but for whatever reason, I feel like though I really like it, I feel like this is better for me to write notes with, because I think my handwriting is just so ugly with this. I don't know why. It's not like I have the best handwriting anyway, so you guys probably don't even notice the difference, but I notice the difference and it kind of bothers me sometimes. Going on to the 9th, we had one category that was $39. And that was for gas. And then the other category was for Wegmans, and this was our grocery, which is our little grocery color over here, and that was $32. The colors that I'm using, primarily all of them are from April's colorway, and that is these 4 colors. These 4 are the ones that are matching the design 1. This one green color is April's design, but for design 2. And then this color is from March's. I think when I first set this up, I set a different month, but this is for March. You guys might hear my baby in the background. Dustin's trying to put her to sleep. She has not been having a good day today. That was $32 for Wegmans. Then we had a shopping expense, which is this really pretty pinkish purple color. On the 10th, I used a shopping bag to symbolize that, but I got some tweezers, and this was $8 for the tweezers. The tweezers that I got are planning tweezers. They're okay, but like I feel like finding tweezers has been really hard for me for whatever reason. When they arrive, they're either like a little chipped or they don't meet all the way at the tip. Like these ones I got a long time ago, and these are by far the best tweezers that I have come across. And of course, besides like my curvy blue ones that I used to use in videos all the time. But anyway, okay, so going on to the next day. The next day we had a eating out expense for BJ's, and this was $48, and we got sliders again. I had a feeling that we were gonna get sliders again, but we got sliders again, especially because like my husband loves the sliders too. He loves like burgers, wings, pizza, that kind of stuff in general anyway. But that was $48 on Wednesday. Oh, on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, which was also payday, we got tropical smoothie, or my husband picked up tropical smoothie in the morning. And I also spent from the allowance again, and we got some pens. These pens were $16. The pens that I got were this pack, as well as I got a pack of like these little cat pens, which I thought were really cute. These are supposed to be like similar to the Muji pens, and they're a needle tip too. So I really wanted to try this out for when I have to write really thin or really small print. And so far I really like those pens. The last thing other than that for this day is we spent from babies category, and we got a sound machine for $21. I We purchased the sound machine prior, but like we're gonna return that one because the one that we picked up this day is amazing. Like, let me actually, I can't quite show you guys it right now since our baby's currently using it to go to sleep, but this is the one that we got. It's from Jack and Rose portable sound machine. It's $20, but like the feel of it, it's just so good. I really like this. Let me show you guys what it looks like. It's really good. Like, it's, I think I actually got another one, not gonna lie. So you'll see that in the expenses later on, but I really like this. So we're gonna keep one in her room and then another one in our bedroom. So if we have another baby, we don't have to keep like bringing it back and forth or buy another one down the line. So it's just very convenient. We love this sound machine so much. It has like different noises, fan levels, white noise. There's also music in there. There's like nature noises. It's also a light. It's like amazing. And the battery is portable, so you don't have to keep it on the charge. So I'm really, really happy with our purchase for that. Then we also got Pizza Hut on the 14th. We have not gotten Pizza Hut in a really, what color is that? That's lime green. We haven't gotten Pizza Hut in a really long time. We've just been feeling really lazy lately. I think like all of the emotions and stress has been making us not really want to do things lately. So we ended up getting Pizza Hut this day, though we should have cooked because we have things that we can cook. But that was $10 because you also had a coupon. And then for Saturday, we got Wawa for breakfast because we had to go to Zales because I totally forgot that I had to get my ring cleaned to keep up with the maintenance. So that was $15. And last but not least, we had the last expense was from sinking funds. And sinking funds, it looks like we had a expense that was for our babies category, and it was for $89 for more baby stuff. I ended up getting her those kind of motor skill toys along with like the other sound machine. So we just got an order of just a bunch of random items. The things are so expensive right now. So this was only like 4 items, I feel like. Yeah, so that was for the babies category, and that was it for all of the expenses for week 2. So let's go ahead and check in. Also, while I'm setting this up, I realized that when I was doing the week 1 check-in, we're gonna split up that week because I feel like week 1 check-ins are always very chaotic. So I'm gonna start doing another video where it's kind of like a pre-preparation for the month's budget, and I feel like that would just help out my week 1 check-ins a lot more to be a lot more streamlined and like smooth. So yeah, if you guys are coming from that video, next month should be better. But yeah, so let's check this in. We definitely did have a lot more expenses this month, but of course we had a lot less sinking fund transactions. Going to our variable income and our savings, since we're here, we did not get any additional paychecks. Everything else looks good, and we're gonna go ahead and check in for week 2 for our budget categories, our day-to-day expenses, monthly budget, which are these 5. So let's check in, and these are the ones that we just checked in for the month 2, but we're gonna actually calculate them out. I like just having an overview, so every month I can kind of go back and see like what we really spent on, because colors stand out. Like eating out, we tend to eat out a lot every month. This month we also spent a lot from the babies category. So it's just really nice to be able to look back and see a lot of green, which is eating out again. As you guys can see, we tend to eat out a lot. This month it looks like not as much. There's a lot more groceries, which is good, which is what I hope for future months to be like. So far, let's check in for, let's do the first one, which is one off. You guys know I like to do those because it's easier. This one's for the sound machine for Pups and Bean, and this one was $21. So Pups and Bean category 21. Then we have one grocery item, which is this tealish blue color, and that was $32 for groceries. Then we have gas. Gas was also just one. Gas was $39. That's what we spent from all the categories this month. And then next we had our allowance, which is this is 16 plus $8 is $24. Last but not least, we have our eating out, and we have a $10 plus 15. So that's it from this side. And then we have $48 plus $13. And since I'm here, I wanted to show you guys this calculator that my husband got me. He got me a new calculator because he knows that like I really like this one, but I feel like it's very loud for videos. And also like I always have to tilt it. I don't know if you guys have noticed in videos, I usually tilt it or try to type like this so you guys can see the numbers on camera, because when I don't, it's kind of like, can you guys still see it? Like there's a difference when I tilt it versus not tilting. But he got me this calculator, and it's a really nice calculator. I don't know if you guys remember when I first got this calculator, I was talking about the switches for this. I believe for this one, the switches are blue switches, but my favorite keyboard sound, this is my keyboard, but it's brown switches. This is like ASMR, it's like my favorite switch. And then this one's blue. And then I don't know what this one is, but this one is like really satisfying too. Like this is, I know that is like, I'm really off topic right now, but this is, I love these switches. I don't know which ones they are, but it's a really nice mechanical calculator. But anyway, since we're here, I might as well show you guys. Let's add up all of the eating out ones. I'm hoping that this one shows better on camera. Let's see. So we have a 48 plus 13 plus 10 plus 15, and that equals $86. It looks like this one I still have to tilt as well, which sucks, but I love the feeling of this, so I don't even mind. But that was $86. But yeah, so this is what we spent in total for this week from all the categories, and that is actually quite the bit. Now let's go ahead and calculate it. So last week we had $300 for eating out. So for 300 minus 86 equals $214 left over. Then for groceries, looks like we only spent 32, so we're still going to continue taking that out of rollover. So in actuality, we still have $400 for groceries. And the reason why is because I want to continue taking out of that rollover instead. So for example, for next week, we don't have any other rollover, but instead of that 128, we spent, out of 128, we spent $32. That means we still have $96 in that rollover for groceries. That's kind of where that is deducting from. So we leave this the same, because if not, this is kind of gonna mess with our budget, because we did only budget $400 at the beginning of the month for groceries. So if we do end up adding and pretending like we still have the extra 200, it's gonna put it in negatives by 200. So that's kind of what we're doing for the month. That's kind of what made sense to me. But we had $86 for gas. That minus 39 equals $47. $75 for allowance minus 24 equals $51 remaining for allowance. And then of course for our pups and baby category, we had 100 minus 21 equals $79 left over for pups and beans category. But that is what those look like, those transactions look like. Now that these are checked in, let's go ahead and move on to our weekly balance. So for our weekly balance, we have, I'm not gonna write them over. Sometimes I feel like some months I do like just transfer this information over, and some months I don't. This is one of those ones I'm not going to. But we have a monthly budget, which is our day-to-day expenses, the transactions that we just accounted for. And since this month we have rollover, I am gonna have a rollover category just to make my life a little bit easier. Let's go ahead and calculate these in. I accidentally bent my paper, but we have our monthly budget, which is all of these day-to-day expenses, monthly budget categories. I might change the name like universally so it's not so confusing. But for this first category, all of the subcategories within this category are these 5 for eating out, groceries, gas, allowance, and pups. Let's go ahead and add these up. Okay, so for the monthly budget, like, let me not mess this up. We have one that was taken from rollover only. So the $32 was taken from rollover only. So this we're not going to count. In actuality, if we add these up together, we have 86 plus 39 plus 24 plus 21. That equals $170 that was spent from our day-to-day expenses. And then for the rollover, we spent $32. And again, because we're keeping that $200 separate from our budget, because when we budgeted our stuff, we don't have additional funds calculated in here. So we're keeping the rollover separate. I have never done rollover before, and I think I mentioned this in the last video. I do not plan to do rollover ever again because I feel like it just confuses me even more to do rollover. Yeah, so that's the rollover. And then we have bills and sinking funds. Let's do sinking funds first since there's only one category. That was $89. Now all of them are accounted for. So $89 for sinking funds. And then for bills, let me check to see if there's any bills that came out, and I'll be right back. So no bills came out for this week, which is really nice. It makes it easy. So we'll do just a dash. So that is it for the bills. Now let's do the calculations. Starting with the first one, we had $961. That minus the $170 equals a leftover of $791 for a day-to-day. Then we have 2506.66 for bills minus, well, okay, I didn't even have to put that in there, but no bill money came out, or no bills came out, so we still have this amount in there for our remaining bills, which is $2,506.66. Sinking funds, we had $3,999. That minus $89 that we spent for this week equals $3,910 remaining for sinking funds. Last but not least, we had $128. That minus $32 equals $96 left over for rollover. And we need to grocery shop, so like we should use this up before like at the end of the month. But that is what this looks like, and this is actually a very easy check-in, which is really nice. So let's talk about our bank accounts. For our bank accounts, and I will have a video linked below going over these accounts and the apps that we use and how they're all set up and stuff. This is the accurate amount in here since we didn't get any additional paychecks, because when I did the previous week's balance, like it was like in between a paycheck. Anyway, so this is still accurate, which is nice. That's how much is in our savings, and this is how much in our checking account the last time we checked in, so you guys can see those numbers match. Now we're going to do some transfers. Because we are credit card users, we don't use cash unless we really have to, where a place only accepts cash or something. We don't use cash. So we have all of these funds that came out and was paid with our credit card. We still have that money in our account. Since we still have that money, we have to pay our credit card. And how I do that is those funds, I transfer them over to our primary account, and our primary account is what's used to pay for our credit card. Now, adding this up, we have 170 plus 89 plus 32. That equals $297 that we have to transfer from our second checking account to our primary checking account, and that is because we still have that money in here. So let me do that transfer real quick and I'll be right back. All right, so the new total that is in this second checking account currently, I'm going to remove this sticker, and the stickers that I'm using are just like leftover stickers that I have laying around, and it's really nice to be able to put them to use. Let's re-white out this background, because I used to think that I should have put the Savopoly funds in here, but it was just too confusing, so I kicked them over to the savings account. But anyway, in here currently, now we have $7,303.66. Now let's do our calculation real quick. We're going to add these all up. So we have 791 plus 2506.66 plus 3910 plus 96. That equals, perfect. That matches completely, which is very nice. I always love when numbers match. especially because I'm trying to like do less mistakes over here. Anyway, okay, so that looks good. So these accounts are now balanced out. We won't go back to these numbers in this book until next week's check-in. Now, essentially, our check-in is now done, which is fantastic. But the last thing that we do still per week is we still go and do our Savopoly rolls. So for our Savopoly rolls, we're gonna do our 3 rolls per usually, and we always just use the dice app. I found this dice app, dice. So let's roll 3 times. The first roll is 8, and we have our little hat. I might switch this out. The sheet that it comes with, it has like other little tokens at the bottom, so I might like switch them out eventually, but this is still sticky, so it's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't have any rule for free parking. Maybe I should have a rule down here for free parking. Like, what do I get? I don't get anything. Okay, so we'll just roll again. And that is 10. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, go to jail. Back in jail. I used to go to jail all the time. There was this, like, I think it was last month, every single week I had to go to jail. But for jail, I have a rule where when I go to jail, I have to roll 3 times to get out. And every time I roll, I have to save that amount. So this is 9. That is 9. Second roll is 3 plus 3. Third roll is 3 plus 3. Oops. That is $15. Now that we're out of jail, let's roll, and this is our last third roll for like our actual roll for the week, and that is 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that is save $18. So 15 plus 18 equals $33 that we have to save for this week for Savopoly. And you guys might know that instead of remembering to calculate this every single week, I decided to just roll every single week for the month, and at the end of the month for the following month is when I take out of like a category for all of our Savopoly rolls. So for last month, our roll for March, every single week in March, we rolled to $317. And if you guys watched my week 1 check-in, we did take it out of sinking funds to save $317. But that's kind of how I'm doing it. I used to try to do it per week, but I kept forgetting. It was just a mess. So this has just been the most effective way for me to remember to do this and then remember to actually save that amount. But yeah, so that is actually going to be it for this weekly check-in, which is a lot better than week 1's check-in. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much as always for tuning in, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. Alrighty, bye.